into how hard it would be, how difficult it would be. We were so young. We grew in Jesus, and God taught us a lot. I'm here to tell you that God taught me. God taught me how to preach, how to stand in front of difficulties, of hard times. God built this church of sacrifices. This was a week that God was remembering me, like every single sacrifice that the church presents to the Lord, presented to Him. We try to paint the church and the church produces sacrifice. We try to move the church produces sacrifices. I see the people of God, struggling to build our church, to believe in what God was telling us and where we're going. And God was speaking to me. You were finishing one season of preparation for what I'm about to do in these next 10 years. That's what I heard clear from God this past week. That God was only preparing us for a greater. He didn't say that we're not going to have battles. He said that He prepared us with the new battles that are to come. But He said it's going to be greater. It's time to the church to see healings in this place. It's time for the church to see a new fire in this place. We had the fire. We had the fire. We had the fire. But God is setting up a new fire in us. God is setting up a place for a new fire, for a new glory, a new wave of glory that will come. Amen. Do you believe it? Can you give applause to Jesus? Can you give applause to Jesus? I know this is a season of Christmas. I know this is a season when we celebrate Jesus. And Jesus is a new time for us. Jesus is a new life for us. And we need to believe. We need to live this new life. We need to understand this new life that He had for us. How many of you are looking for answers right now? I have a word for you this morning. Matthew 14:16. You all know. You all know. Matthew 14, verse 16. The Word of God says, Jesus replied to them, they do not need to go away. You give them something to eat. They don't need to go away. You will give it to them. They don't need to go away. You have something for them. They don't need to go away. God is telling you, you have something in your life to believe in this season that you are going through. They don't need to go away for you, in order for you to see the greatness I prepared for you. They don't need to go away. It's already in you. How many of you are looking for answers today? I got the answer. It's in our hands. It's with me. It is with me. I am the answer. You are the answer for that moment. Amen. The people were in great need. The people were following Jesus because of the miracles, because of what Jesus was performing, what Jesus was doing in that moment. There's that always be a need in our midst. And we need to trust what God is building in us. We need to trust. We are looking for answers. We are 24 hours looking for answers and forgetting about what Jesus is doing in us in that moment. Let me tell you, times is different than moments. And sometimes we only look for the times and forgetting the moment. In this moment right now, let me tell you something. God is building a time that will to come, that it's about to come. In this moment right now, God is feeding you with a word to believe that the future is in His hands. The future is not in our hands. The future, it's built in our actions. And actions comes in the moment. In the moment. Actions, it's for now. Actions is for now. We don't leave actions for tomorrow. We stand up in faith today, in our moments today, and believe in the future. And believe what God has promised us now for the time that is to come. There's power where you are right now. I'm not talking about the church. I'm not talking about this place right now. There's power here. Yes. I'm not avoiding that. But what you are facing in your life right now, there's power in what you are facing right now. God is building something through that. There's a time in my life that I was struggling with addictions. And for so many times, I believed that God wasn't with me. That God was not with me anymore. For so many times, I believed that I couldn't get back where I used to be anymore. And today, I look at that time, in those moments that I was crying, addicted. And asking the Lord, I tried so many ways to get out of these and I couldn't. If you take me out of these for so many times, if God showed me the future that He had for me, I would never ask for that. I would only say, God, take me whatever you want me to take. Because God was building a testimony in me, in my life. You know that today nobody needs to tell me that God exists. Nobody needs to convince me that God exists. You know why? Because of my testimony. Because what I have in me. Because what I have in the moment. What I had in that moment. Nobody could help me. They could only pray. They could only prophesy. But in that moment, God was building a time when I would be standing up in front of the church, and my job here is to show God. I cannot convince you. The Holy Spirit does. The Holy Spirit does. Amen. Sometimes we look something, we look a preacher, we look a church and say, all they come out of nothing. We look at famous people or famous pastor and say, if I could be like him. Because we think there's a spiritual drive-through where you go and ask, and then you go in the window and God gives it to you. God makes me a good preacher, and then you go in the window and receive it, and then you start preaching good. It's not like that. You don't go in the window of a drive-through to get a worship that blows fire, a worship that attacks the heart of God and makes the fire come. You don't go to a window to get that. You produce sacrifices, and the sacrifices that it is on the moments where no one sees. Amen. There's no drive-through for that. We need to start believing in the moments. We need to start believing in what God is telling me today. Sometimes we are in the middle of a hard situation, and God only saying, "Be still and know that I'm God."
Yeah.
Did you forget? Did you forget that I am God? And I am with you in this moment? Did you forget? If you forgot, God is using this pastor today to wake up your faith and believe God is still with you. He's Emmanuel. He's in the valleys. He is in the hills. But He is also in the valleys. He is in the lowest moments of your life. He is with you in the darkest moments of your life.
Yeah.
And God wants to, what God wants for you is for you to stir up your faith and stand up. I remember a couple weeks ago was Kevin's birthday, and we asked him, "Kevin, what do you want for your birthday?" And he said, "I don't want anything. I want to go to Boston and feed the homeless." And you know where God brought me? In those moments where I thought God wasn't with me. He was seeing something in me. He said, "Dad, I want to go feed the homeless." And we got the storm that came and we couldn't go. And I came home driving the truck. And God spoke to me, "Go out and go shovel snow for free." I was like, "Oh." I came home. I called him and said, "Kevin, get a clothes and we're going to go clean the driveways for free for the people." And you know what he said? Yes, I'm in. I got home, I called Michaela, let's go get your clothes and do that, and we're going to shovel snow for free for the people that need it. I got my wife, put in the truck, I got the snow blower, put in the truck, and they start driving around, and I told them, let's look for the women's or the welders that are in need. And we start driving slow around the neighborhood, and we couldn't find nobody. And my heart was burning because God showed me something. In that moment that I was driving alone, something happened, and I needed for them to see it. And I was frustrated. I couldn't find nobody. Usually you see a lot. You'll be able to see a lot of people. And then nothing. And then I said, "Let's go to Hudson." We came to Hudson. And then before we came, we started praying in the car. And I lifted my voice and said, "God, if you are in this situation, show us at least one people." I was kind of begging. At least one person. show your love, to show that you exist. Gives us opportunity to preach your love through our actions. And we prayed and we came, and you were driving and I could find nobody. Nobody. Until I come to the corner of a house and I see an old lady shoveling. Shoveling. No, I saw an old man and I asked him, he said, no, I have my plow, I'm only cleaning. I was like, come on. But the lady in front of me, I always need someone knock on the door. And then I went there, the driveway was clean. I was like, oh my God. And then I drive the truck to get out of that street. And then I saw this lady. And I saw her struggle. And I stopped the car and said, can we clean your driveway for free? I want me and my kids. And she's like, can I ask my husband? She asked her husband. He came out and said yes. He was like, what's going on? Just like that, what's going on? And I told him, I'm just trying to teach my kids to do good to the people. And I just want to clean your driveway for free, for nothing, for you. And we started cleaning. I got the snow blower. They got the shovels, of course. And we started cleaning. They were watching. And then, once we are about to finish, my snow blower broke. And we have to shovel. But I was going to do it. I wanted to do it. And then he called me when we were about to finish. He called me and said, who sent you here? Who sent you here? And I told him, God sent me here. And his eyes started to. And I asked him, do you believe in Jesus? Do you believe in God? And he said yes. But he started crying. My kids was seeing the whole scene. And he started saying, I have a problem with arthritis and I cannot move my bones. And my wife was struggling out there because we need to go to the hospital or something like that. And we couldn't get out of the driveway because of the storm. And you came on the right time. And I was like, inside of me was, yeah. And I said, can I pray to you? And he said, yes. And we started praying to him. Me and my kids. We were producing testimonies. To trust God, it's hard. You know that? Because we have to stand up of situations. We have to get up of situations. To tell you the truth, I wasn't able to even clean my own driveway because how I was feeling. But God put in my heart, go out. You know what? He gave me the strength for that moment. I thought He was going to give me 10 driveways. But He gave me strength for that moment. And I know they will never forget this moment. I know we build testimonies. And I know they will believe one day. They will need that for one day. Sometimes we need to stand up in the midst of a battle. In the midst of situations. And believe that the God has great to happen in our life. Stand up in faith for you today might be hard. But let me tell you something. Don't let the doubt put weight in your life and steal your faith. Don't let the doubt come and steal your faith. Let me tell you this. I'm only here today to stir your faith up. If we are going to be a church that will heal people, restore people, we need to stand up today. We need to move today. God is pleased with your prayers. God is pleased with my prayers. And He said that. But He wants more for these next 10 years to come. He wants more for the next 10 years to come. How many of you has promised to preach? How many of you has promised to see God using you to heal others? How many of you, but stand up out of that zone that you are only believing and start having actions. Actions of faith will change. Oh! Actions of faith will come to make you hear. Yeah. That was God. Yeah. You don't need to preach to me with your words. I saw in your actions. I saw when you... We are people that God chose to show His glory. It won't be easy. It won't gonna be easy. But God is Emmanuel. He is Emmanuel. Jesus is Emmanuel. He's with us. And if you only believe, you will see the greatness of God. The greatness of God. The greatness of God. Can you give applause to Jesus this morning? Can you give applause to Jesus? Can you stand up in your feet? Can you stand up in your feet and let's worship Him? Let's honor Him in this place. Oh, I will build my life upon your love. It is a firm foundation, and I will build my upon your love. And I will put my trust in you alone. Oh, and I will not. Oh, and I will build my life. Father, we give you glory. We give you honor in this place. Fresh fire. Fresh fire. Let the wind blow. Let the wind blow. You fire. Fresh fire over you right now. I speak fresh fire over you right now. I believe this moment is prophetic. I believe in this moment. And like I said Friday, I believe in the power that the altar has. And right now, if you are in the middle of a situation, God is teaching you something. And I want to invite you one more time to step up in faith in front of the altar right now. Before you come, you're going to give the steps of faith. The steps of faith. Believing. I want you to see in your mind that situation has changed. I want you to picture in your mind right now The promise of God that He had planned for you, and you know that now is a new season. It's a new season, and you're gonna come with a new fire. You're gonna come with a new anointing. Oh, so you is standing now. You is standing now for a new level of faith. You might be the one that struggled with faith for so many times. So many times God called you and you said it. No, it's not for me. You said in your heart, no, not now. But now is the time that God is calling you to step up for a new faith, a new level of faith, a new level of anointing. And right the moment you come, I believe God, the Holy Spirit will blow over in you a new fire, a fresh fire. I want you to come forward now with faith. Then I want to pray. I want to prophesy over you. New fire, 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 new fire. I prophesy a new fire over you. I prophesy new fire. You will stand up differently. You will stand up bold. Come on. I speak new fire over you right now. I speak new fire over your mind right now. Oh, I see new oil come. I see a new oil being poured out. I can hear God saying, you will stand up bold. You will stand up in the middle of the battle with faith. God is telling you that situation will change. But what I am building in this moment is for a time that is to come. God is telling someone right now, I'm putting you right now the seed of faith. And He's telling you it will be hard because you never trust me like I want you to trust. But God is telling you, believe in this moment. It's for a time that is to come. It's for a testimony. God is telling you, believe in me. Believe in me. And you will see the rain. Believe in me. Even though you don't see it. Even though you don't see it happening in the natural. Because it's starting in the spiritual. It's starting from inside out. It is starting in your heart right now. God is telling you, I am working inside out. Don't worry if you don't see the natural. Don't worry if you don't see it happening yet. But it's to come. God is telling you, I am faithful. I never go back in my word. And there's a new fire, fresh fire blowing over you right now. Oh, I will build my life upon your love. It is a firm foundation. I will trust alone, and I will not be shaken, and I will. I rebuke right now every act of the enemy. Oh, trying to raise up against you, against your life, against the purpose of God. I rebuke right now. And And I declare over you right now, heavens open over you right now, over your house. I don't know if you need a miracle in your house right now, but I'm telling you, and I will prophesy, I will prophesy, I will prophesy, I will prophesy. Show situations will change. Situations will change. Show the lights. Oh, raise up your faith, raise up your faith. Oh, God is giving you a strength to stand up in the middle of the battle. God is giving you a strength to stand up in the middle of the battle. It's time to stand up. The battle is hard. No one can feel it but you. But God is giving you. God is releasing right now. I see like a fire coming down. He chose you like Joshua. When some of the people wants to go back, He chose you like the Joshua, the one who sees the land, the one who sees the promises, and watch it happen. If I could say something today, stand up and watch it happen. Stand up and watch it come. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, and watch. God is faithful, and His words never come empty. His words never go back empty. God is preparing you for a new time. God is preparing the church for a new time. God is preparing us for a new time. And right now, before we are closing, let's sing one more time. We're going to declare together with faith. I will build my life upon your love. He is a firm foundation, and I will put